Welcome to ArchiEd. Today I wanted to show you some pens that I've created as a resource for ArchiCAD, something that you can use in your projects, and talk a little bit about how pens work in ArchiCAD, why you'd like them to be better, why you'd like them to be different, and the way that I've created them and the reasons for that. So this is in a new website, new business I've created, archied.com or archied.com.au, and these are found under the resources. Let's go back into this page. And then there is both paid content and free content. Let's go to the ArchiEd Pens. And so we can see that this is a wide range of colors, starting with the black pens, grays at the top, and then a very large range of colors. And this other image is talking about line thickness. So what is this about? Why do we have pens? How do pens work in ArchiCAD? Traditionally, if you were doing drafting by hand, you'd be drawing black lines, but you'd be using colors to represent the thickness of lines. Now, thankfully, with the advantages that we now get with ArchiCAD, we have the ability to show true line weight, meaning that on the screen, we can represent line thicknesses just like we see them here. So in terms of trying to simplify this for you, trying to make this as good a visual experience as possible, I really like connecting what we see on a screen to what will eventually be printed. So in terms of the way that I've set these pens up, we've got pens 1 through to 10 as black pens. They will represent as black pens on your screen, and of course they will print as black pens. Every pen here will print as you see it, and that is the intention, and they will all have, if you wanted to, as much as you want to, different pen thicknesses. So I've set these up that all these black pens have varying thicknesses, and of course in this case it's just 0.1 of a millimeter, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, up to 1 millimeter thick. Then we have a varying scale of grays, and then we have a lot of other browns, greens, blues, purples, reds, and then some bold colors, orange, yellow, different greens, different blues, purples, and pink and red. And what's that about? Just so we can create documentation. So maybe it's elevations, maybe it's sections, maybe it's construction details, or visualizations, presentations, which use colors and actually represent and print with the colors that we see on the screen. So that's what this is about. Now let's have a look at how this works in ArchiCAD. What you'll need to do is to download this or add it to cart. Hopefully I don't need to explain too much of how a shopping cart works. I'm sure you've all used it before. When we go to ArchiCAD, what do we see? This is what our pens and colors look like. This is created from options, element attributes, pens and colors. And these are the standard ones that we get in an ArchiCAD template. In fact, this file is created by going File, New, and Reset All. So it's effectively not using a template, or it's using the default template without any of the stuff in it. Because I often find for someone that's new to ArchiCAD, the stuff just gets in the way. So how do we import something that we've downloaded? How do we import pen sets? To do that, my preferred method is Option, Element Attributes, Attribute Manager. And then we see along the top here, we've got all the different types of attributes that we can import. The one that we're going to import now is the pen sets. And so these, again, we can see these are the pens that are existing, or the pen sets that are existing. And we want to click over here. We see that all the others are grayed out. We want to import. We're going to import these from our desktop. ArchiEd Resources, this is just some folder setup that I've created, wherever you've downloaded it to. Again, you might have that in downloads. What I'd recommend that you do, though, is to copy that, put that into whatever you use. Maybe that's an iCloud drive or Dropbox or documents, or maybe it's a external drive. However you work, you want to make sure that you keep it there. You don't want to move it. Once you move it, you start to create problems. So we want it to be somewhere that's permanent. And then this is the file type that we're going to import, and this is an XML file. Once we've imported that, we can click on this, then we can see all of the different pens that we would want to import, and we will append this. So we'll select and append, and that'll add this to the list. Let's press OK. Are you sure you want to apply the changes? Yes, I want to apply it. And then we can go to our options, element attributes, back to our pens and colors, and we can see that this has now been added to it. So we can see that this is quite a large list compared to some of the others which are reduced. So it's a bigger list, a bigger quantity of pens, and like I said, this is the one that I use. I've created this because I find it most practical. Hopefully it works for you. Hopefully you see the benefit and value in it. I've put a lot of time and effort into creating this, and I've changed it a lot over the years as well. And if there's anything that you'd like done differently, if there's a different type of pen sets that you'd like, please let me know and I'll see if I can create something for you. Now, what does that mean? That means everything that we now choose, every tool, 3D tools and 2D tools, can now choose from this list of pens. And as you create a saved view, you're choosing, and you have to get this right, you have to make sure that you're creating the pen set with the pen set that you want when it's a saved view. That means you'll be using those pens. Otherwise, you could be using some of the others without necessarily knowing. Now, I've worked with a lot of people and taught a lot of people that don't understand saved views, don't understand this view map. It's very, very important to get this right. Don't go straight from your project map to the layout book. Please use the view map. It will make your drawings, make your files much, much better. Hopefully this has been useful, understanding pens. Hopefully you get a lot out of using that resource. I look forward to talking to you soon.